Hey everybody, so the Vitruvian Trainer recently released a brand new lifting mode called Echo, and I've been testing it out in a bunch of my workouts recently, and I kind of want to talk about it because it is very unique and honestly has become one of my favorite ways to lift. And just to let you know, this may change in its official release. I know Echo is currently in beta, so there definitely could be changes by the time it becomes the final version that gets released. But in the beta, it is only accessible through the Just Lift mode. And so you'll see that here. And with Echo mode, it's isokinetic. So you don't actually set a weight. It'll create the weight for you based on your speed. So the Echo mode will keep the speed constant, and depending on how much force you put into it will determine how heavy it goes. And then what's really cool is at the top, it'll keep either that max load at 100% for the eccentric or the way down, or you can bump that up to 130%. So basically on the way up, it determines the weight by how fast you're moving, and on the way down, it increases that speed. So I'm gonna demo it, talk about it, and then demo it some more because I think it's really interesting and pretty cool. So to start in this mode, you simply just put it on the ground and then lift the weight to the end point that you want to get to. So it finds that, and then you calibrate it with a few reps just so it knows your range of motion. And then when it's ready, it's gonna base it off your speed. So here I'm gonna go pretty slow, and you'll see it's not going that heavy, right? But if I go a little bit faster, it's gonna be adding a lot of more weight, and then it's a lot more on the way down. And if I get tired, it'll match me each time. So as I do more and more reps, if I get more fatigue, the weight will adjust to me. So I'll always be able to squeak out another rep, which is really cool. So you can just keep going depending on how many reps you want to get. And it'll ensure, it's like having kind of like a spotter, make sure that you're able to squeak up that bar. And then with that increased eccentric mode, add some weight on it for that way down. So you're really maximizing what you're getting out of it. And not only is that just a really good way for beginners to lift, because you may not know, which weight you want to use or what's gonna be best. If you use that mode, it pretty much just decides the weight for you and is gonna ensure that you get results. But even as somebody who's more of an advanced lifter, it's a really good mode to use. Not just for some of the basic lifts, but a lot of also the accessory movements or end sets and burnout sets. It is really a good mode. And what's cool about it is just how quickly it adjusts. And I'll show you just how quickly it adjusts in a second. But I was really impressed because I've done isokinetic modes on other types of machines before, but nothing has been this quick to respond. So in this case, I'm gonna show you a deadlift so you can see just how quickly that weight bumps up, okay? So in order to start, I just bring the weight to the finishing position of the deadlift, hold. I'll do some warm-up sets. And then again, if I go slow, it's not gonna be that much weight. But if I go fast, it'll be a lot. So that was almost, that was almost 200 pounds of force per cable. So, it built up within a second or two to basically adding about 400 pounds of load and increasing that on the way down, which again, I've never seen anything that responsive. So this is a mode that works for beginners, intermediate, advanced. And on top of all the other benefits I've talked about in some of my other videos about Vitruvian, this is just gonna be another killer feature that I cannot wait until it gets released for everybody. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. So let me know if you've tried it in the beta. Let me know your thoughts on the Vitruvian Trainer in the comments below. Again, as always, this is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next time.